back to Get Well with Me Live. I am your host, Adrianne Hart. I am your wellness hypnotist, and it is the new year, and I am so nervous to be doing YouTube Live again. So, this is my testing video. I got to get my lights right and all my things just right. So, thank you for hanging out with me. If you are here, drop a comment to let me know. All right, so I came up with like a mini topic. It's something that I stumbled across over the last few weeks. I was listening to this past weekend podcast, and there was an interesting, like 3 hour conversation with a musician, and he started talking about his relationship with his father and this process that I feel like I should have known about. So maybe you already know, but it is idolization, demonization, and humanization, right? So, um, people do this cycle naturally. It happens when we're kids, right? And we want to maybe walk in our grandmother's high heels or try on their pocketbook. We just think they're so cool. Or maybe a son wants to be just like his dad. He thinks that he wants to wear that hard hat or carry that briefcase or whatever it may be. And then sometime in adolescence, it gets to the demonization. Like you start to see this other aspect of this person that you previously idolized, and it clouds you. It's a foggy lens, I would say, right? Like we think they should have done something better. We realize that maybe, that fun person in the family, that maybe they're just really intoxicated. So we just start to see more of someone. Maybe you've had the experience in college or something like that where you meet someone and you're like, we are going to be best friends. We're going to be the most amazing roommates. And then you just find like they don't wash their dishes and they eat your food out of the fridge. And then you just start to like, I don't want to say hate, but sometimes hate, right? Sometimes feel really angry towards this person. And this happens in like when you fall in love and this person who was unattainable, right? They become attainable and they are perfect. They are perfect in every way, and you love everything about them, and you want to spend every minute with them. Then maybe like, I don't know, whatever it might be, a few months or years into a relationship, this is just a regular person. They leave their dishes in the sink. They leave their wet towel on the floor. They aren't perfect, right? And then there's humanization. And humanization is like, I think the most beautiful part, especially when you think about like the parental roles and you kind of move past that adolescent demonization where you start to notice all the things that they do wrong and that not only are they not perfect, but maybe they kind of suck in some areas of life, or you think, wow, like that was selfish, or maybe if they would have done this differently, I would have. Uh, we could have had more money, or we could have had more opportunity, or so you just start to mellow all of that out and get to a point where you humanize them and you're like, they're a whole person. They actually are that amazing and they do suck that much. And it's like all wrapped into one and they're just human. And I think for any relationship to survive, assuming that it starts in that kind of idolization phase, which I guess not all relationships have to start that way, but assuming that they do, whether it's that initial attraction or that initial perspective or just that childhood, like you're looking up to someone and you're thinking, I want to be just like that person. I want to embody all of their amazing qualities to pass through the demonization part, hopefully as quickly as possible. Sometimes it takes a lifetime. And get to the other side where you realize this person is a human. They are wonderful and they are messy and they are quiet and sweet and they are loud and scary. They are all of the things. And you just realize they're human. And for a lot of people, this kind of humanization, especially of our parents, it doesn't really fully set in until after we lose sometimes that parent. And that can this can apply to everything. This can apply to an organization, a club, a new job, right? Like it's the unattainable job. It's the perfect job. If I get this job, it's going to be the one. I'm not going to have to look anymore. I'm going to have my found my place and my purpose in the world. And then you get there and then you find out it's not perfect and it's beautiful and wonderful and it's messy and it's terrible and it's abusive and it's all of the things, right? So this kind of melds through our whole life. And when I um, became aware of this cycle, this idolization, demonization, humanization, and I started to see it everywhere. I was like, oh my goodness, we do this in so many phases of our life. Almost any time where we think like that next thing is going to be the thing, we end up eventually disappointed. You know, it can even happen with objects. Like when you think about when you were, I was gonna say when you were little, but even as an adult, there's like that thing that you have to have. It's like I need, like, what if I have that car? Like it will be it. I mean, I'll be done. I won't need another one. It'll be the perfect car. You know, you get that car and you find out it is not perfect. Like there's always something, right? And when you can get past these extremes, because these are a fake concept or a polluted lens that we're seeing people and objects and organizations and experiences through. So this cycle, I'm now seeing it everywhere. And I just wanted to share it with you because I thought, my first time getting back on a live stream, let me talk about what's really on my mind. I've been just crushing books through the winter break. And I really did take a break. So comment, did you guys take a break? I really took a break. Like I shut it down. I did not take client appointments. I was really off for 2 weeks and it was wonderful. Also, I'm so thankful to be back to my regular routine. I'm so thankful for the accountability to show up to all the places that I show up. And I'm happy to be back here with you. So, anyway, I haven't looked at my notes this whole entire time. What was I supposed to be talking about? Okay, I think we got it. I think we got it. So, idolization, demonization, and humanization. And I bring this to you because awareness is so powerful. So now that you have seen this, where else will you see it? Now that your reticular activating system is tuned into this cycle, you might want to ask yourself these powerful hypnotic questions. And I have two of them for you. So let me click back to my notes. Um, okay. Where do you have someone on a pedestal? And how might you clean the lens that you see them through? I think it's Dr. John DeMartini. He's an interesting character. I've listened to a lot of his content, not recently, but he really harps on about this, putting a person on a pedestal. And he does use the example, particularly about a relationship or, being in love. And he shares some insights about how when you have a person on a pedestal, you're not seeing them clearly. A great example of this would be, have you ever met a celebrity? Like, have you ever met your celebrity? Were you pleased? Were you disappointed? Or were you simply surprised that they were just a real person? I can think of a lot of times in my life, not necessarily with celebrities, but just people that I held in the highest esteem. And then you meet them and you spend time with them, and it can be valuable and it can impress you, but also does the magic wear off? And you know what I mean by the magic? Just that it's a feeling, I guess. I kind of didn't think of this process as being a feeling, but just that magic, it can wear off when you get to know someone. And that's good. So I guess that's the point of this, right? Like that magic, it's good when that magic fades away because what's left is real, just like a relationship that will stand the test of time. You can always add a little magic back in intentionally, but that initial magic, it has to fade for it to be real. And that's okay. And that can feel really unsafe for someone and when I say relationship, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be like that whole, you ever get like a new best friend and you're just all in on your new best friend and they're all in on you. And then one day you're like, okay. Um, Whatever, however that story goes for you. But so, yeah, if you've ever met a celebrity and you were surprised by how much of a regular person they were, or disappointed by the way that they treated you or others, drop that in the comments. I think that would be a really good example. Okay, hypnotic question number two is there someone that you are stuck with phase two on? And what could be next? So, is there someone that you're stuck on phase two? And what could be next? So, is there someone in your life that you used to idolize and you now demonize? What would it look like to move to that humanization process? Somebody that just was it. And this can happen a lot in religious or spiritual organizations. This can happen a lot with teachers, like in education. Like you think, this person is it. And then you find out that either you find out something that disappoints you or allows you to see another side of them. And so that's okay, right? Like that is the point of this. Like we want to move through this cycle and get to that other side so we can see that realness. So that's all I have for you today. You're going to be seeing a lot more of me. I really love engaging with my friends here on YouTube. So thank you for tuning in. Once I get this into like a more regular basis, I will be letting you know. Subscribe all so that you can be notified to my live streams. And you can actually catch me tomorrow because I'm going to live stream right before Wellness Wednesday. Wellness Wednesday, group hypnosis on Zoom is 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the last 100 and I don't even know what week we're on. We're like on 179. We're on a 179 Wednesdays of Wellness Wednesday. So just catch me tomorrow. Like before that, I'm thinking like 12:30. I'm gonna jump on here and just do a little warm up for myself so I can show up great for my group. So if you want to join me there, then I'll see you around 12:30 tomorrow right here. And um, thank you